Hello and welcome to the Basic Bee podcast. I'm your host and go-to SEO strategist, Brittany Herzberg. And if you consider yourself a chronic learner, have ADHD or even ADHD tendencies, feel like you already have a lot of balls in the air, have been burned before by a service provider, wonder if programs actually deliver on what they say they will, want to feel like a savvier business owner who makes strategic investments, are ready to tighten things up and get serious with your business, this episode is for you. You met Dr. Cecily in last week's case study mashup episode. Try saying that 10 times fast. She was the first interview clip that you heard, but naturally, there was so much more to this conversation. And today, you get to hear that. Cecily is a mom, a professor, a military spouse, a therapist, and an amazing human with a spunky personality, which I just adore. She was in this last round of SEO Grow, and I'm so glad because all I want to do with this SEO thing is help more people help more people. You'll discover what drew Cecily to SEO, what her experience has been like working with me and being in the SEO Grow group coaching program, and what she's up to next. There's so much in this conversation, so I'll let you get to it, and I'll see you on the flip side. Let's start off with, what's your name and what do you do?
I'm Dr. Cecily Moore, and I am a therapist, and I specifically serve Black professional women, helping professionals who are trying to either unlearn the strong Black woman narrative or leave a toxic job or work environment.
Your work was fascinating. I know I told you that throughout the whole program, but your work is fascinating, and there was so much that I was like, yes, just cheering silently in the background. What was it that made you just go, yeah, now is the time that I want to dive into SEO?
I think that I'm a chronic learner, and I feel like I've bought a lot of programs and have not completed them. And so I started really tracking what are the things I'm spending money on in my business first. And I was like, okay, the tax professionals looking at me every year, you're really just buying courses. Is this really a business? And I was like, okay, I need to figure out marketing and systems. That needs to be my focus this year. And so I said, okay, I'm going to, deep dive into what marketing looks like. I also, I'm a full-time professor. And so I was like, marketing has to feel sustainable for me. And I kept coming across SEO. I kept hearing your name also.
Love that.
But also Googling you. It's a thing. So I'm like, well, obviously this SEO thing is working because when I Google, this is what's coming up. But also other people in other trusted communities were mentioning you. And so once I kind of found your website, it was a no-brainer. I did the SEO taster, and I think I messaged you late one night, and you messaged me back, and you're like, yeah, sure, we can do it. Let's jump in. And I was like, okay, I like the vibes here. But even after the SEO taster, I didn't know what I didn't know, right? And so in reading the document that you sent me, I was like, this makes a lot of sense. I don't know if I have the capacity to implement it for myself. And so you kind of walked me through all of your offerings. And I think you actually did it a couple of times because at first I was like, let's just do the done for you thing. But I've been burned a couple of times by businesses hiring the stuff out.
Yeah.
And you were like, based on what you're saying you need, Cecily, I really think you should do this so you can learn SEO. And as a learner, I was like, well, hell yeah, let's do the thing. So it was a no-brainer in that way for me. It made the most sense. And even before joining the program, you had given me way more knowledge that made me feel like this was something that made sense for my business, but also it was something that I had the capacity to tackle and implement.
I remember the part of the story where you were like, I'm going to do done for you. And I was like, okay. And I asked a few more questions because you kept saying something that I was like, it sounds like she wants to learn and do. And I think that would really benefit you. Plus, I mean, there's a price point difference too. Let's be real.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So I was like, this just seems to maybe just be a better fit. So you said something just, I think this week where I want to tease this out of you, but at the same time, I'm like, you said something about just feeling like a more savvy business owner because you've been through this. So could you speak to that?
Yeah. Hells yeah. I was actually telling this other person that I'm working with, another coach, like your program and their program's the only two programs that I've ever completed. And I feel like y'all are like educators. Like you want to make sure that we understand why we're doing the thing, why the thing works. And so now that I'm like thinking about SEO and like thinking about the copy on my website, because I'm also like redoing some copy for some of the pages on my website. Like before, I would absolutely be like, okay, let's just like throw some money at the problem, get somebody else to do it. And then I get to check off a box. No idea if they're doing the thing, right?
Right.
And now I understand they were not really doing the thing and probably knew that like I didn't know that they were not doing the thing. And so I feel like it has one saved me a ton of money because now I know what I need.
Yeah.
And I understand what the things are supposed to do. Like I understand the functionality of my website and the copy on the website. And so many times, especially starting in business, I would hear people say, you need a website that's working hard for you. And I was like, what in the hell does that mean? Say more.
Sounds
Say
great. But what?
more. Yes. And so now I feel like I have a thorough understanding of what that means. And because I know my website, how the different parts need to like work together, I'm able to make better decisions about like the things that I need in place to support this hardworking website for me.
And I know that you weren't on the final call, but there were a couple other people that echoed that same sentiment of like, I had hired this out and now I can see that it wasn't done. And they were giving me, I think one person was saying that they were given a list of keywords by an SEO pro. Well, sure, that happens, but they didn't know what they were. They didn't know what they were looking at, what it meant, if it was good or not. And one thing that I shared was that I would much rather have looms out the wazoo than you feel like you don't know what's going on. I don't want to just be like, here's a list of words. Best of luck to you.
Yeah.
Like, what does that mean?
Yes. And I think too, especially like being a newer business owner, like the fluffy fun stuff, it's fluffy and fun, right? You can get distracted with that stuff. And so, yes, I would always get like really good compliments. Like, you have a beautiful website. And I'm like, yeah, it's beautiful, but ain't nobody seeing it. Nobody's seeing it.
Could you send some people there?
Yes. Do you know somebody else that would like to look at it and purchase?
One thing that I want to definitely highlight with you in particular in your experience through the program was it really seemed like you were able to refine your offers because you could see some stuff that was going on. Speak to that one.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, I think it goes back to like being a more savvy business owner in working through the copy and even just like learning like what keywords are, how to find them, like that whole process. It made me start thinking about my work differently. But you kept asking us those 3 questions. Who do we help? How do we help them? What do we want to be known for? I was like, damn, okay. Clearly, I'm not going to be able to move past this point. But even as late as 2 weeks ago, you asked me that question again. You were like, Cecily, I know you're thinking about like adding this other specialty page to your website. You were like, take a beat. What are the things that you really want to do? And like, let that inform what you're doing here. And so it's one, forced me to slow down and really get clear on who do I help? What do I want to be known for? How do I help them? But like that's informing the strategy. I have ADHD, so the strategy could get real all over the place real quick. And so not only has it been grounding for me, but when I go back into like doing SEO search, keyword search, all the things, I'm like, oh, okay, like this is the strategy. It makes sense. Get back on the yellow brick road, Cecily. And it's been super, super helpful because even one of the specialty pages that I was telling you I was thinking about adding, like I immediately went in to do keyword search and I was like, oh, this is madness. I'm going to leave this one where it is. Like, I'm not even really that excited about this work. But it goes back to those 3 foundational questions. And so it just kept like bringing me back and giving me a grounding place that was super helpful for me, even while, sometimes I had to do this work late at night while the kids were asleep when I had some free time. But I had a solid foundation that guided what I was working on.
It's become pretty obvious that the marketing you've been doing is not the marketing you want to continue doing. The constant filming your life, posting every day, also, a whopping 3 to 5% of your entire audience can see what you have to say, and just generally feeling like you're chasing people around the internet. Enough. That is so much effort on your end. It's time for a strategy that will market for you. Enter SEO. Wait. Don't leave yet. I know SEO sounds like this crazy, impossible to learn, shell out thousands of dollars for the rest of your career kind of thing. But that's a lie, and the complete opposite of what you'll find inside my 3-month group coaching program, SEO and Grow. Inside SEO and Grow, you're surrounded by a group of entrepreneurs who are also done putting their all into the algorithm. And I'm there with all of you walking through my 3-part SEO and Grow method. The proven process that's gotten entrepreneurs just like you results like showing up on page 1 in just a couple weeks, getting warm to hot leads straight from Google in just 1 month, and showing up in AI searches because they've taken the time to optimize their websites for SEO, even making sales straight from their podcasts. I know, kind of just what you've been looking for, right? Explore everything inside SEO and Grow with the link in the show notes. Doors officially close November 5th. I'll see you inside. I love hearing that I saw you moving through it, but it's great to hear again that like this was one of those programs that you did complete and you saw all the way through. What would you say to anybody, like, let's think of like your biz bestie who is thinking about SEO, maybe even thinking about the program, but just like SEO in general, I would say, what would you say to them now that you're on the other side of it?
Yeah. Funny enough, don't judge me here.
I never do.
Because I need accountability and I have, the ADHD and all the things. I've literally been thinking about going through the program again. No, it sounds and I know that I know what I'm doing, right? Mm-hmm. But it was so helpful for me and how you like built in the pacing. So first I would tell the person to do it, especially if you're like starting out and you're throwing spaghetti at the wall and you keep hearing people say, you need a hard-working website. Well, this is what they're talking about. They're just not saying all the things. They're not finishing the sentence. That's neither here nor there. It's a soapbox now. But I can appreciate when someone has taken the time to curate a learning experience where I can, 1, learn, 2, retain the information. I feel like, yes, I can absolutely do this stuff on my own, but do I want to? No. Not really.
Which is why the Done For You service was so top of mind. And you were like, program, okay.
Right. And that's the other thing, Brittany. I'm not a group program shorty. Like, I'm really no, I'm really not. So the Telegram, y'all be blowing the Telegram up with the wins
I live there.
each week. And I read them. I don't ever share. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like a lot is happening. There's a lot of movement. Like, I know that I feel like I'm making progress, but to see that it's a collective experience, I'm like, this program really does what it says it's going to do.
Which shouldn't be such a mind-blowing thing, and yet here we are.
Which shouldn't be such a mind-blowing thing. And I think that is something that for me, an educator, somebody who teaches on a daily basis, like being a part of coaching programs that honor the program promise, but it's teachable. 1, you can learn it, but 2, you can retain it. Like, that's going to eat down every time in my mind. Like, that's the type of experience that I want to be a part of. And I like the accountability. I liked coming to the group calls. I like reading everybody else's wins. I liked just sitting in the calls, listening, like on the days where I felt like I was at capacity, but seeing where other people were and what they were doing. I was like, okay, momentum building. And so I would leave the call and it was like I got a second wind and I would go do the thing that I needed to do for myself. It was paced really well. Not only am I glad that I completed the program, this is one of the programs that I feel like I have gotten the most done in. Like it has moved the needle the most in my business.
I love hearing that. And I love hearing that you thought that it was paced well because, like, especially you're a professor, like you teach. And for that, mic drop. I'm just so happy.
Yeah, curriculum and like pedagogy and like adult learning styles, like that's my whole world. So joining a group program where it feels like somebody has intentionally thought out, like, these are the steps, this is the formula, this is what people need to leave with. Like you need to have a tangible, but you need to also understand why I'm telling you to do these things. It was definitely one of the better, if not the best, learning experience that I've had in a group coaching program.
Cecily's going to make me cry, everyone. What the heck?
Oh.
No, it's so sweet. It means a lot because I worked really hard to do that. And I'm over here with like, you know, because you've been through this. We've got Zoom calls. We've got Telegram for the community. We have stuff in Google Docs. I don't have an official like Kajabi or Thinkific portal for the class, but
you can send me a Google Doc any day. I'm going to read it front and back.
That's so appreciated because not everybody does that. But like, I know that there are people who will do that. So I just thank you.
Yeah, like it might be on my desk now, which is so funny because I was thinking, yeah, here they are. I was thinking about adding those specialty pages on my website. And I went back to the very first email that you sent in SEO Foundations and printed out all of the SEO strategy sheets because I'm going to be flying to work. And I'm like, I'm not going to be able to use my computer, but I'll have my phone and I'll be looking up keywords, filling out the strategy sheet so I can add this specialty page. Like, yes.
You're getting it done. I'm so proud of you.
I'm proud of myself.
You should be. You have rewritten copy. You have done SEO strategies for I don't even know how many pages. You got headshots done in this time. You were like, how do I title them?
I'm telling you, Brittany, there has been so much forward movement in my business after being a part of this program. And it has informed the business decisions and other things that I've joined. Like I joined a copywriting program and they had a section on SEO. And I was like, oh, I can skip this. My SEO is tight.
I'm dead.
And so we like joined the call to do the SEO week. And I was like, my stuff is good. And so I'm actually ahead in that program because I didn't need that foundational knowledge that everybody else needed. Like I'm writing copy pages. And so
I love hearing that. Was there anything you felt like was challenging or like that you were resistant to or anything like that come up that was like sticky?
No, not challenging. I think my biggest challenge within the program container is my own like time management. I got a lot of balls in the air.
You've got a lot going on because you teach, you're a therapist, you're a mom, you're a wife. Like you have some stuff. You were solo parenting for a while. Like,
yeah, I think in SEO Foundations, Ivan was deployed and came back like in the middle of that. Yes, there have been a lot of things.
Right. And then your little went to school for the first time, right?
Little went to the school for the first time. Actually, I was laughing because at this point, I do feel like I have just kind of stalked your website.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I did not realize how valuable the blogging course for business owners was. And so now that I understand what I need to be doing for sustainable marketing in my business and like talk to other business owners, you know, been around the block a little bit, I'm really getting into blogging And so, you know me, educator and learner, I was like, well, let me find a course to teach me blogging. And I kid you not, I went into my like email, put blog in there. Don't really know why I did it. And you came up and I was like, wait, I took a course with Brittany about blogging. And I'm laughing because I remember being in the course. It had snowed. My kids were at home. And you had us like introduce ourselves. And I was like, listen, I don't know if I have the capacity to pay attention. It is snowing outside. My kids are tracking snow in the house. And I am stressed out. Like, I'm going to try, but we'll see. And so that's what I've been doing over the past 2 weeks is I went back, re-listened to the course a couple of times. And that's why I like sent you that message. I was like, okay, I sent a homework assignment in like just to get it done because I felt like the urgency of the course ending. And I was like, but scratch that because I went back and listened to the blogging course. Like everything I need is there. And so, yeah, Brittany, you can sell me just about anything. And I'll be like, okay, I need it. I was telling my coach yesterday, I was like, I listened to Brittany's podcast and I think I'm going to start a podcast. And she was like, really? She was like, one episode convinced you? I was like, yeah. Uh-huh.
Which episode was it?
The one with you and Leah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love that one. And that was on her show. And then we dropped it on my show.
It was on her show. You dropped it. I listened to it. And then you made the warm introduction to a previous client. I'm meeting with her to talk about being a therapist using a podcast and like potentially being on her show. And so I was like, okay, Nugget. It all feels like it's falling into place. I have previously been like worried that I like was slow to like learning business, growing, scaling, all the business terminology. But I truly believe like alignment collapses time. And you said something about like the energetics of SEO. I had to listen to that episode a couple of times because I was like, that's real. And so it really now feels like the pieces of the puzzle are coming together.
That makes me so excited for you. I just can't wait. And then I was laughing too because you were like, you could tell me just about anything. I'm like, well, Cecily's in the maintain membership too.
I'm in the maintain membership too. Gonna see what we're talking about there. I also bought the SEO dashboard. So,
good. Yeah, I'm obsessed with that SEO data dashboard because it just pulls everything in. And like, it actually, since it's cute, I'm like, I want to go check it out. Like, what's going on over there?
Yeah, go see what's happening over there.
Right? Let's see how my SEO's doing. And then it's motivating because you're like, oh, okay, I see the opportunities. Oh, yesterday I gave a group talk and there was someone that I've been connected with for a few years. I had sent her a message about how her SEO is doing, just some quick stuff because I happen to be stalking her site. And she's like, I felt so ashamed when you sent me that message. I'm like, no. It's not the shame. She's like, but I went in there and I took action and that stuff's fixed now. I'm like, that's what I want. Like, I want me to be able to say this, you go take some action on it and then feel good and move forward. And like you said, all the dots are connecting.
All the dots are connected. And that's the funny thing, Brittany. Like, I don't care if it's the best salesman in the world. I truly don't believe that there has been a point in my life where anybody could sell me a dashboard and convince me that a dashboard was helpful. When I hear the word dashboard, my eyes start to glaze over. So
I'm with you.
I think it was the call where you had the person on talking about the dashboard. Like, I sat there, like I didn't talk or anything or participate because what was happening in my mind, I was like, oh, I think I understand this. Like, I think I understand what's happening. And again, the functionality and like why this is useful and why I need it for SEO, which for me, that was a mind-blowing moment because again, I hear dashboard and I'm like, that's the birds.
You're like, no. It's funny. I'm so glad that we did this call because half the time, like you just said, you're on the call, but you're not necessarily participating. And I'm hanging out with the group and saying stuff and leading things and doing hot seats. And I'm like, is Cecily good? Like, are we okay?
No, I'm definitely soaking it in. I'm a note taker. And so the way in which I learn, like I have to write, one, to keep me grounded,
Mm-hmm.
but also to be able to recall like what's being said and the information that's being disseminated to me. And I appreciate it in SEO foundations because hectic time in my life. That man was gone. Them kids were here. It was a lot going on in the background. And you normalize that from day one. You were like, some people are like just going to have to be here to like soak it all in and listen. And because that's not my like natural preference, I want to be active. I want to be taking notes and asking questions. I didn't know if I was retaining the information or if I was learning anything. And so I don't think I really talked at all in that program. Like I would just show up to the calls and like listen. But it was amazing because I was like, oh, like I actually understand what's happening. And so even the transition from SEO foundations to SEO and Grow, the pacing felt right, but it felt like the natural right steps. You know, sometimes, we just be making offers out here because they feel good and there's no rhyme or reason. But it made sense. It made doing the next thing a natural yes. And I'll even say that with maintenance. Like, I think I started asking you almost halfway through SEO and Grow, like, what's next? I think I'm getting the hang of this. How are we going to keep this up?
What else am I joining? What else am I doing?
What else am I supposed to?
And that's been one of the cooler things on my end of just having people who are asking about like, what's the next step? What's happening? Like, where can I go next? That's been really cool because I'm like, oh, you actually do like it. This is actually working how I intended for it to. I'm just so grateful you were in there and that you've done those different steps and we've gotten to spend 2025 together and that we get to hang out in 2026.
Yes. A time has been had. You're not going to be able to get rid of me.
Thank you so much for everything that you shared.
You're welcome.
I could literally talk with Cecily all day long. You might have caught her saying she's in the Maintain membership. If you're wondering what that is, this is the next step for anyone who's worked with me to implement an SEO strategy on their site, whether that was in the group coaching program or in a done-for-you capacity. In this monthly membership, we have 2 calls, one to generate and review our SEO reports, and one for even more hot seat coaching because we just love that. And the entire point of this is to keep the momentum going with SEO and to hold you accountable to doing those teeny tiny things you need to do on a monthly basis, like optimizing content and fixing SEO errors. I'm so excited to see where Cecily goes now that she's got some solid SEO on her site. If you want your website to do that elusive thing of working hard for you, SEO is the ticket. Just like Cecily shared, alignment collapses time. And that's precisely why I will not let you pass go. You will be answering those big 3 questions of who do you help, how do you help them, and what do you want to be known for? Because those answers become your North Star. Not just for bringing your website up to speed so it becomes a beacon for those right and ready clients, but also for your business, enabling you to make smart investments that you feel good about and that you know will help you get to that next level. If you're ready to take a step deeper into the world of SEO, you're either going to want to join SEO and Grow or get your done-for-you website SEO service booked. You'll find those links below, of course. And if the doors are closed for SEO and Grow when you check it out, find me on Instagram, Brittany_Herzberg, or fill out the inquiry form on my contact page so I can help you get set up for the next round. Of course, if you have any questions about anything you heard today, you can also find me on Instagram or my website and we can chat. Thanks for joining us for this conversation. And as always, I'm over here cheering you on your SEO journey. You've heard me talk about it, but how exactly does social proof support SEO? Well, your clients are kind of freaking brilliant because when they share what it's like to work with you or what they were able to achieve or accomplish with your help, they use words that other people are searching for. For real, they'll say things like, I walk away with practical tips to apply SEO to my own business, or all online business owners need to know about your SEO course, or Brittany helps me understand SEO in a real and tangible way. You know what's coming next, right? I need your help to get the Basic Bee podcast reaching more of the right ear holes. When you follow, rate, review, and share the show, that helps me help more entrepreneurs discover and lean into the magic of SEO. As a little extra incentive to write a review, once a month, I'll be selecting one podcast reviewer to receive a free mini SEO audit. You'll help me get discovered, and I'll do the same for you. Check the description for more info.